The Stanley Adventure Line.
I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Il avait peur que je me perde, il m'a tracé une ligne. Énorme. Je sais pas pourquoi je continue à éteindre les ordinateurs. On n'a jamais été là.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley. to
Trop
destiny.
intelligence, la
Nope.
ligne.
Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
Est-ce
Simply
que
by the act of
l'histoire
moving
sans
forward,
destination...
are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
Of course.
Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests
Bien
inside
sûr.
of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa.
Tu peux recommencer?
That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Non, musique pas appropriée. Non, elle n'est pas appropriée la musique. Change la musique, elle n'est pas appropriée du tout là. Pas appropriée du tout la musique. Pas du tout. Monsieur, la musique elle est pas bien là. Elle va pas avec le truc. Monsieur. Mais non, mais elle va pas bien la musique. Change de disque. Change. Voilà. Par contre, le mec qui a peint la ligne rouge, la ligne jaune, pardon. Il était un poil bourré quand même, hein. Ça peut pas dire. Il était complètement pété le mec de la ligne jaune. Mais complètement. Là je peux pas monter. Et en fait, cette musique donne envie d'aller plus vite, de courir. En fait, c'est hallucinant. Le mec était complètement pété, le mec a fait la ligne jaune. Non, Balrog, te mets pas à chanter, s'il te plaît, chante pas, Balrog. Allez, tous en chœur. Mais non. Voilà. Je suis perdu, j'ai perdu la ligne. C'est de là qu'on vient. La ligne elle va par là, après elle va par là, voilà. Pousse-toi à la chaise, j'ai dit. C'est bien, le chat est avec moi. Tous ensemble, allez, tous ensemble.
Cut the music. Go back.
Non, on commence à être bien là dans la musique et tout. Puis nul, lui casse l'ambiance, lui, il est franchement nul quoi. Sale voix off de merde. 426.
We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
T'es nul, la ligne jaune. Naturellement, voilà, automatique. Mais on a déjà venu là, on nous a dit que c'était pas bien de venir là.
No, not again, Line. How could you?
Pas bien la ligne, méchante ligne. Ouh, quelle était méchante la ligne.
Everything we've been through, you Well, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Reboot. Alors, c'est bon, on est parti. Il n'y a plus de musique qui peut... C'est dommage, elle était bien la musique.
You know what, Stanley? I'd say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
Cool.
Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Oh ouais, cool.
Yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready.
Un tigre. Merde, j'étais pris dans le... J'ai failli me prendre le mur en fait. J'étais... On faisait 2 tours, j'étais parti pour le 3e en fait. Allez, tous ensemble. Na 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 na. Je sais, je l'ai dans la tête.
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms.
Putain, elle est bourrée de lignes.
Acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Elle est bourrée de lignes jaunes. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Elle était bien la musique. Moi j'aimais bien la musique.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From
Yes!
here, the story is in our control.
Droite ou
How
gauche?
important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Yes!
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere the place where we're
Et
trying
oui,
to
je
go,
penche la tête
there must be
en
a
même temps que je tourne en rond.
reverse door that
C'est normal.
leads here. And that in turn
Ah,
means
c'est
that
compliqué
our
de tourner en rond avec
destination
une souris.
corresponds with the counter-inverted
Je sais
reverse
pas,
door's
dis ce que tu
origin.
veux, moi je m'en
So
fous, je tourne en
starting
rond.
from the right,
Je tourne en rond moi,
here's us.
plus vite possible.
Will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
What? Et l'autre on peut pas? Ça y est, j'ai mal à la tête à force de tourner en rond.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
No!
Really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Ce narrateur is
So
gone.
now,
Le
according to
narrateur
the
est parti.
schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what
Après
do
un
you
long,
want to forget?
un long temps, Stanley meurt.
My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Hein? M'a fait peur! Bon bah, retour casse départ.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ok, la porte de gauche. Yes.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Il y avait pas ça la dernière fois. PC. Ouh! C'était pas comme ça tout à l'heure. Il y avait l'histoire de l'estrade tout à l'heure. Et puis il y avait le chat chien. Le chat à bois. Il y avait le chat à bois tout à l'heure. Et le panda qui était...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Bah non, je peux pas le savoir. Bah non, on peut pas du tout le savoir. Bah non, on peut pas le savoir.
Stanley just
Qui
sat
pourrait...
around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Ouais, je peux pas le savoir. Non, mais je peux pas le savoir. Arrête. Oh, il y a une valise, une mallette. Je peux pas le savoir, on t'a dit. Je peux pas le savoir.
2845.
Non, je peux pas le savoir, t'as dit. Combien il m'a dit? J'ai oublié déjà. 2845.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Ok. Bon bah la porte s'est ouverte toute seule, d'accord. Bouton.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
C'est mystérieux.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape ou Mind Control Facility? Escape!
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Là, il faut m'imaginer en train de courir en agitant les bras.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Non! Je retournerai pas en
At this point,
arrière!
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Non! Non? Non! Reboot. Aïe. Aïe.
As
Aïe.
the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and
Ça va
shattered
piquer.
life. Farewell, Stanley.
Ça va piquer. Ah bah ça va pas
Farewell,
piquer.
Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous
Huh?
metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? What?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Ah. Donc en fait, j'étais mort depuis le début. Ou alors ils veulent me faire croire que je suis mort depuis le début. Ça c'est les crédits. C'est marrant, c'est bien fait en fait. Si c'est la fin du jeu, c'est bien fait.
Office Computer, ce sont les ordinateurs.
Faut les éteindre, j'ai dit.
Éteignez les ordinateurs.
C'est par où la sortie, s'il vous plaît? Balrog qui est perdu. C'était par la porte que je viens de voir là qu'il fallait sortir? Bah a priori ouais.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Yes? Madame? Madame? Madame?
Can you
Madame?
see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape.
Fini!
There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Aïe! Ah, ça fait mal! D'être aplati comme une crêpe. C'est là, il te donne la possibilité en fait de rebooter. C'est pas la voix off en fait qui reboot, c'est toi qui reboot.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. When Stanley
Alors.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
On va tout faire bien comme il faut. 28-45.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never pop. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad,
Je suis trop
Stanley
fort.
happened to input the correct code.
Le contrôle de l'esprit.
Control facility.
Facility.